Regards filing a complaint with the Department of Labor regarding the FMLA, also known as the Federal Medical Leave Act. The flow chart on the screen is a flow chart produced by the Department of Labor, and it discusses whether or not someone's eligible for leave under the FMLA. You can get to it by going to the Department of Labor's website. The address is there above. This is kind of a simplistic chart. A lot of factors that actually go into whether or not someone's eligible for the FMLA are not included here. However, it is helpful to at least use this as a simple guideline to try to determine whether or not your employer must comply with the FMLA. Sometimes, however, even if the employer is not required to comply with the FMLA, expressions that the employer may make that it is required to comply with FMLA could end up in that employer being covered by the FMLA. That's not covered by this chart. Anyway, going through the chart, you can see here it is important that an employer has 50 or more employees. If not, there could be problems regarding FMLA coverage. If yes, then there probably is FMLA coverage. Now you have to get into the issue of whether or not you are covered by the FMLA and whether or not you've worked for the employer long enough to be covered by the FMLA. You'll see here if you've worked for the employer for at least 12 months, that condition is satisfied. That doesn't have to be continuous. Sometimes people come to and from employers, and previous work experience may help to satisfy that. That, in addition to the 1,250 hours worked in the last 12 months, you can see there that that is also typically a requirement to coverage under the FMLA. The 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius of the job site is important. That calculation can be done by employees as well as employers. At our law firm, we've used services that determine the radius by which an employer's office goes to other employers' offices, and it's not always by the roads. It's typically as a crow flies. There's some varying case law on that issue, but if you are covered by the FMLA, then certainly you have additional rights. It's important to discuss these rights with an attorney such as our law office, and if you'd like a free consultation in that regard, I encourage you to visit us at 352law.com. That's 352law.com. Thank you.